Good evening, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader. It's Monday night, June the 27th. The market had a great day today, and I can go over tons of longs with you, but I promised to cover the shorts, and I want to go over some of the stocks that continue to look ugly, even with today's rally. Starting off with Akamai. You'll see that this stock's been in an ugly downtrend since it topped out in the end of last year, broke down hard in February, had a sharp plunge into early March, then it did a three-wave corrective rally to the top of the channel and collapsed again, could not get back through resistance, formed the wedge, broke down again, and now another bear flag. I don't know where the bottom is in this stock, but it sure does not look good, does it? And at this point, I would not be shocked to see it down around the 26 level, maybe even lower. Citibank has been moved back on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave rally back to declining tops line and moving average resistance. I would not be shocked to see this thing fail in this range as well. There is the bear flag of sorts. I'm not seeing any thrust in technicals whatsoever. So this can be played short on any further move into the low 40s here with a stop over, say, 42. CRE, still looking ugly and barely bouncing in this market. It's already dropped from over 70 to the low 30s, and yet this shows no sign of bottoming. A little bit of a consolidation here could lead to even lower levels. I look for something down around 30 short term. CYD, which was a short of ours on the swing trade, is moving back and forth here and filling in a bear flag type pattern. We're right near the declining tops line, lateral price resistance. Any further upside could take this up towards 22.5, and I'd stop it above 22.90, 23 zone, but I'm not looking for anything above, say, 20.5, 21 here. On the downside, with a sharply declining channel like this, I could see a test of the 15, 16 zone. Forest Oil, which rolled over and came down and formed the bear flag, then broke hard, tried to bounce earlier last week, rolled over and has had new pullback lows down another 52 cents today. Now it is near a support zone, but I could see the stock at 22 to 22.5 short term. Genpro, after a big spike up, topping pattern, and spike down, the stock is looking quite ugly here. It did get to a support level in this zone and bounced, but pretty pathetically, down $1.83 today. Very weak in a good market. This stock looks lower to me. I'm looking for 61, 62 zone. IHS Incorporated, symbols IHS, after a long uptrend, went lateral for 4 months, broke down hard last week, and barely able to bounce in here, forming sort of a little bear wedge or something. It appears to me that lower levels may be had if the stock breaks down below, say, 80 3/4, 81. I think the stock could be in the high 70s, maybe lower. ITRI continues in a very ugly down channel and has been in one for a year now. However, the long-term pattern shows key support down around 40, 41, and I expect that stock may test that level. Creighton Performance Polymers, big winner for us last year, and has moved all the way up from the mid-teens into the high 40s. Eventually rolled over here, formed a wedge of sorts, but is having a difficult time making headway above, say, 40, where you may want to stop it above 40, 40.25. However, if this pattern breaks to the downside, look for a sharp move down into the 29.30 zone, potentially. NUVA, still looking ugly, barely moved today, is actually down 31 cents. After breaking the trend line last week, it's been edging lower, is now right near the 50-day moving average, and any further damage here, we can see it spike down towards the 29.5 level. Energy stocks in general are not doing well. The price of oil is coming down. Southwest Energy Partners broke, rallied back to resistance, and rolled over, cracked again, formed a wedge in here. It looks to me like more to come on the downside, potentially to test around the $23 level. SMG, Scott's Miracle-Gro, topped out, broke hard, formed a little falling wedge, broke hard from that, got the key support, and formed a bear wedge here. I still look for lower levels in the stock. At this point, I'd have to say that the sharply declining channel looks something like this and could lead to more downside, perhaps in the mid-40s. Sohu, very ugly pattern. This Chinese internet company dropped from 108 or so down to the mid-60s, and yet does not look like it wants to go higher, not yet anyway. A crack of 65, 66 zone, and this could roll over into the low 60s. Trimble Navigation continues to, after cracking this big wedge I showed you last month, has been moving down almost every day from 44 down to 36.50, and looks like may even see lower levels. I'd estimate the possibility we may see the stock down around 34 for a test. And lastly, today is VRA Bradley, which we noted earlier in the month had a big breakaway gap to the downside, tried to bounce, form the wedge, and it's looking quite weak in here. Any break to the downside here, and you'll see the stock down around 32.5. And that's it for the shorts and a review of the box of shorts. Have a good evening.